Hello, trading has closed on June the 2nd, 2020. We'll go over our calls. Expected the pattern with the early low, that's it, and tomorrow's pattern also has a early low. Pattern has a tendency to rally to a high in the final hour if you don't drop big early, and that's what happened. This is always, typically it's a rally day high in the final hour. This is not a very typical pattern to me because with 15 minutes left to trade, we didn't hit a new high. And then there was a wall into the close. Makes the late rally a bit suspect to me, and if it weren't to a new high of this leg, I'd say there was a good chance of gapping down tomorrow, but when it is a new high of the leg, you're only going to gap down half the time. You'll continue higher half the time. Not really the kind of thing you can rely on when you want to make a trade. During the day, early on, MEJT said ultimately higher prices would print. They did. When they did, the system said it was false, would retrace. Said this drop was false, would retrace. Said that drop was false. This drop was false. Said this one was false. Said this one was false. They've all retraced. So that's all played out. I'm not trading based on DeMark stuff, but the last three bars of his combo sell don't have to obey all the rules. We have 12 which do. One more obeys the rules and gives the sell. And the X is close enough so you could say you're on a sell, but again, I'm just reporting it. They really failed too many times for me. We haven't invalidated the sequential sell either. So if we get a drop, you can say his system called for it, but it just means beyond the alert to me. It doesn't mean risk any money. Well, you can always come up with a count that'll tell you something. There's a good wave count here with wave blue A, wave probably A of B. You have an ABC with good fibs. You can count 5 waves up here, and there's a fib relationship between all 5 waves. Not too hard to figure it out. So if we stop here, you can explain it. You also have, I guess you could call it a rising wedge, and you're almost at the apex. When you come to the apex, to me, it doesn't have the same negative connotation it typically has. It just means neither side could win. But the timing of the apex often marks a high or a low before a big move starts, and that should come tomorrow. Doesn't really tell you which direction, although if we did drop from here, you got a nice count. I'm not saying it's the only count. I don't have anything requiring this to be the correct count. I'm just aware it's a candidate for what could be the end of this leg, and if we drop, here's your target. So go down to there. Wednesday's pattern has the early low, doesn't mean you won't gap up. The wall into the close is a new high of the leg. Half the time we'll gap down, half the time you won't. There's wave balance at today's high, but there might be some other wave counts that work too. Today's a candidate. It's not the only candidate. A drop at tomorrow's open can be explained. I don't have anything requiring it, and I'm just going to wait for the morning signal myself. I think Thursday night we're going to have Norm Winsky back with us again, and we'll see what his stuff has to say. For right now, I look for the pattern with the early low. If we drop from here, I can explain it, but I can't say it's required, and that's today's call.